The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime has called on Nigeria's Drug Law Enforcement Agency to monitor the importation of chemicals being used to produce banned substances and illicit drugs. The UNODC met this noon at the nation's capital in Abuja as it joined the NDLEA for a press conference to inform Nigerians of the upcoming meeting by the heads of anti-narcotic agencies across the African continent meeting in Nigeria. Amadin has more.
The briefing was supposed to inform Nigerians of the meeting of the heads of drugs law enforcement agencies from across the continent meeting in Abuja. The NDLEA says that the meeting will help heads of anti-narcotic agencies devise new ways in curbing drug trafficking across the continent.
The reason for this press conference is to inform you of the forthcoming heads of National Drug Law Enforcement Agencies Africa with the acronym HONLAV conference, which Nigeria will host. It is a subsidiary body of United Nations Commission on Narcotic Drugs and a body under the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. The HONLAV meeting is an annual event that brings together heads of drug law enforcement agencies in Africa to discuss drug abuse and trafficking trends and develop actionable strategies to combat the scourge of this in the region.
The NDLEA says that delegates from over 50 countries will be in attendance as Nigeria will lead the discussion on efforts to stop drug trafficking using its success story as a template.
This year, Nigeria has the honor of being the chair and host of the meeting. So it means delegates from 53 other African countries will converge on the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, on Monday. And for the rest of the week, there will be the guest of NDLEA and the federal government of Nigeria. Aside from delegates from African countries, there will be representatives from observer bodies and other non-African countries who will be attending the conference. The move by other heads of anti-narcotic agencies in Africa to have Nigeria host the 2023 conference follow the country's good relationship with others on the continent and NDLEA's exemplary performance in a renewed fight against substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking.
The UNODC country representative commended the NDLEA for its efforts in trailing proceeds from drugs, saying this has helped in curbing the illicit drugs trade.
It is fair to say that NDLEA has made great strides at starting to follow the money. So not only to seize drugs and arrest those ones that are basically being caught in the context of these investigations, but also to look at how to follow the money, how to seize the immense riches that are being produced through the illicit drug trade.
He also urged the agency to monitor the importation of chemicals used in the production of banned substances, saying this will be a topical issue slated for discussion during the conference.
According to an assessment that was done jointly with NAFDAC and the Ministry of Health about maybe 2 years ago, with the support also of UNODC, we found that certain precursor chemicals that are being typically used in the production of illicit drugs are being imported in large quantities into Nigeria, and it is not always clear whether these chemicals are actually being consumed by the legal market, which of course exists for those. So I think another very topical discussion point.
The UNODC adds that the Nigeria Organized Crime Threat Assessment Report, an analytical report produced by about 22 agencies, which looks at the market trends, and structures of organized criminal groups, will also be released during the upcoming conference. Amadin reporting for News Central.